Hi, if you could go back in time 5 to 10 years, would you spend more of your resources to help your organization invest in and prepare for the internet? Whether it's e-commerce or using cloud application to streamline your processes, internet is obviously very helpful. And in retrospect, there are some very successful and some not so successful internet applications for organizations. Well, the value of analytics and data science is going to rival that of the internet. I don't think a lot of people would dispute me on that. And we are in the early stages of analytics and data science. Over the next 5 to 10 years, there is going to be a huge amount of investments for all kinds of different organizations and teams. And very quickly, I think in 5 to 10 years, you will be able to see which projects and teams were successful and which were not. And the successful one are going to be leading the pack within their industry. My name is Eric. I am the CEO and founder of Advanced Analytics and Research Lab. Today, I just want to talk to you about some of the outstanding versus some okay analytics projects and teams. We've worked with a ton of different analytical projects in the past couple of years. And some of the projects have been okay. It did its job. We were very specific and performed all the functions it's supposed to perform. But some of the projects have been really outstanding and fantastic for our clients. And I just want to take the time and talk about why that is and some of the pre-existing context, environments, and objectives that sets up as successful and outstanding analytical projects. Some of these outstanding projects were able to help our clients achieve significant revenue and economic growth, but also help them make their processes a lot more efficient. So a little bit about me. I have 3 degrees from Western University and Ivy Business School. So I did my undergrad in business and my honors in economics at Western, and I also did my master's of science in analytics. I've done a ton of projects in analytics, whether it's on the data side, strategy side, building algorithms to building reporting and structures and things like that. We've worked with industries in real estate, manufacturing. We work with a lot of nonprofits, healthcare providers, as well as a ton of different retail and different organizations. Another thing I want to know is that I've been an educator in statistics, analytics, and economics for about 15 years. And I really think that analytics is super important. And that's why we want to really democratize that. So a little bit about me, that's more on the fun side. I'm a certified barista, and I have been teaching, I've actually took a latte lesson in Italy by the guy who invented latte art in Italy. I've also done some competitive motorcycle racing. Not very good at it, but it's a bit of an insane process. And on the right there's a picture of me volunteering. So actually a big part of the reason why I started my company is that I really want to work with analytics with nonprofits as well as small, medium enterprises. But there's also a ton of big projects that we worked on with big manufacturing firms and things like that. Advanced Analytics and Research Lab. We are a hybrid services solutions analytics company. And for us, analytics is not really an off-the-shelf solution or a person that you can just hire. It's an overall organizational mindset change and problem-solving methodology. And it should be available to everybody. And we really want to democratize analytics so that it could be used for everybody. Our mission is to provide organizations with the fastest and easiest way to gain full analytics capabilities. We say that for the price of one analyst, you can get an entire specialized team with who's pre-trained and are able to get on board super quickly to start bringing value to your organization. For the price of one analyst, we'll provide a project manager, a senior analyst, and a junior analyst. And the spectrum depends on the project and organization. It could be more business or it could be more technical. Specifically, what we do is that we provide analytical solutions. So we have built solutions for different industries. We also provide analytical consultings, and we provide analytical services. In the services side, we work with everything from strategic reporting to running optimization algorithms to doing predictive algorithms and things like that. And we work with the whole spectrum in analytics. And we also do a ton of analytics education, whether it's public or corporate. We also have free online resources that helps people out. So for today's agenda, I just want to do a quick intro on how analytics apply to organizations. And then I'll spend a little bit of time going through some low cost and high ROI analytics initiatives that we find super helpful for people who want to get started in analytics. And number 3, I want to talk about some outstanding versus some just okay analytics projects and teams. First off, I want to make the distinction. There's 2 main type of way analytics apply to businesses. There's analytics that supports core business. So if you're in traditional business, analytics can support various functions, whether it's marketing, finance, HR, revenue, or operations. There's very specific analytics and applications for all of those. Traditional businesses can benefit a ton from using analytics to drive their efficiency as well as their revenue. And then there's analytics that's core to business. So analytics service offering is part of the business offering. So an example of that is dashboard reporting for clients, analysis for clients, recommendation engines for products, embedded analytics in their applications, and just general web applications. And analytics is different for both of these. So analytics that supports traditional businesses are more focused on strategy and process, whereas analytics that's core to the business is more focused on the technology and productization. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this chart one way or the other. So an analytics journey for an organization starts off with no data, then data collection, goes into reporting, then ad hoc analysis, business intelligence, so more automated reporting and BI tools, and then advanced analytics, which is descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics, people sometimes call it optimization. And then machine learning and artificial intelligence, which is the hottest topic. So every step along the way, there's an increase in ROI, but also sophistication in helping drive the maturity of your processes and information flow. So going from no data to all the way to fully automated artificial intelligence, there's a ton of potential value to be added to your organization, whether it's on the revenue or the expense side. Just to note here, we work with this entire spectrum, and we work with our clients and we partner with them long-term to bring their maturity level from level 1 all the way up to artificial intelligence. Where do you find value when you don't have a specific use case? And I get asked this all the time. First off, I get asked, what is the use case that you're trying to solve? And usually we will have very specific things we want to solve. But analytics, like I said, it's very much a whole encompassing business strategy. And the number one thing is that information and confusion and communication gets better with better data and analytics. Employees go from, I don't know what happened, to I think this happened, to I know this happens 78% of the time in this time frame. And then when you're really, really sophisticated, I know if I do XYZ, 80% of the time this will happen. Data is an asset, and it's very often a very underutilized asset. And when you don't use data and it's data sitting inside a hard drive, is literally leaving money on the table for an organization. Organize it so it's usable, right? So a good analogy I like to use is you can't have a library with a bunch of stacked books on the ground. You have to have a librarian and a system to organize all that information and encourage people to use the library so that everybody gets more intelligent, and smarter across time. Finally, analytics allows you to go from reactive to proactive problem solving. So a lot of our clients will tell me, hey, Eric, I'm always just putting out fire and I'm always drowned with just so many problems. Well, analytics allow you to go from a reactive, so when a problem occurs, you deal with it, to you actually predicting when the problem will occur and fix it before it happens. And as you all know, that will save a ton of money and it's a lot more efficient. Some problems we can solve for before they even happen. And for the times with high uncertainty, there's probabilistic models or optimization models you can use. The value of data directly correlates with how well you can communicate and implement change. So data by itself sitting there has no value, right? It's just a bunch of ones and zeros inside a hard drive. If you want to turn data into value, well, we really talk about this 5-star strategic change model. So to be an analytically excellent organization, you have to have all of these different components aligned. So you start off with the objective from the business. What is the core objective? Then you go into the process that achieves those objectives. So analytics helps track on the process. There's analytics for the process, and then there's process for the analytics. And then there's systems. So what are the infrastructure technology and systems that will drive the process? And then there's people behind those systems and for the organization. So there's different capabilities. And then there's structure. So what are the structure organizationally, as well as structures for the strategy and for the processes? All of that has to be aligned for an analytics excellent organization to achieve kind of the ultimate goal, which is to be top of the pack in their industry or in their competitive fields. A lot of organizations don't have this. And one of the first thing I would recommend for an organization that's trying to get into analytics and data science is that you should create a data and analytics and decision-making strategy, right? And here's just some pointers on how you get started on that. So first off, what is the objective of the organization? That's pretty easy. Okay, then you go into how do you track the progress on these objectives, and how do you track your most important activities? How do you break down the most important activities, and how do you improve on each step of those processes? How often are you reviewing the numbers? There should be a set structure, and everybody should have access to those kind of information. Finally, what process do you have to update your most important activities? What is the process for updating the process? And that's really a continuous improvement mindset. Education is a low-hanging fruit, and it makes a huge difference for every organization. I like to say that probably one of the highest ROI initiative you can do for analytics is to actually give everybody in your existing organization analytical capabilities. For a non-technical individual, you can probably learn the fundamentals of BI tools in 2 to 4 hours. And you can learn R or Python, which is a statistical analysis tool, in 8 hours. It is amazing to see, and we do a lot of these lessons. It's amazing to see what people can do once they have the foundation of these problem-solving tools. Then they can take it back to their organization and start applying it to their processes and information. If you don't know Excel, well, you should really learn how to use Excel. Ultimately, never stop learning. Technology moves so fast. Even for our team, technology moves super fast, and we're constantly reading academic articles and trying to see new technology products out there to try to make ourselves more efficient, and then teaching that to our clients. Understanding fundamentals of how analytics work. Analytics is a problem-solving method. And once you understand the fundamentals, then you can speed up learning all these different tools really, really quickly. Analytics will give either you or your competitor a significant bottom line growth. So it's your choice. Is it going to be you, or is it going to be your competitor that's really good at analytics? Now, going to the main topic for today, okay versus excellent analytics teams. So like I said, we work with a ton of different organizations and projects. And here are some of the pre-existing conditions we think that makes a team okay versus excellent. So an okay team, might still do their job really, really well, but they can do it much, much better with analytics, right? So an okay team has no data or analytics strategy, has poor tracking in organizations' major activities. And we always say for each manager or each executive, there should be only 5 to 10 key KPIs that funnels and summarizes what you care about the most. Some of the organization that has hundreds of KPIs, I mean, you can go through those KPIs in your meeting, but you're literally just going to be overwhelming yourself with all those numbers. So really pick and choose and focus and distill what is the most important KPIs you should be looking at. I mean, once you see certain dips and things you want to look at, then you can actually go dig deeper, but you should have top line 5 to 10 KPIs. An okay analytics team also has unstructured reporting, so no set reporting schedules, stakeholders, and no strategy on why information flows a certain way. There's data and spreadsheets in multiple locations with different stakeholders, so being unorganized. There's no process for continuous improvement. There's no learning and development programs, and there's no mandate from management to invest in innovation and technology. Finally, there's no dedicated team or person for intelligence. On the flip side, an analytically excellent team has a defined data and analytics strategy. It's driven to be the best in class and has an innovative and experimental mindset. A really excellent analytics team tracks various performance indicators for their most important activities. They have structured reporting to support strategies, and they have a well-defined system database or even just organized Excel library, right? Just being organized alone is super helpful and increases efficiency by a ton. Having a defined process for continuous improvement is also super important. A lot of organization inherently has continuous improvement mindset, and they always want to improve. And I probably every organization want to improve. But the ones that have a very defined structure and process for continuous improvement is able to track how that's going, as well as how to communicate continuous improvement and structure and strategize continuous improvement. And we often find that the teams that have continuous improvement just makes less mistakes along the entire process and have better information and better data. You can have continuous improvement without really good data and analytics. Now, an okay versus a very successful analytics project. An okay project, usually you're building tools that's very specific and one-off and not ROI driven, and really just fits into a process. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you just got to fix what's broken or have very specific process in line. An okay analytics project oftentimes will have low adoption due to misalignment of people, process, and strategy. As well, an okay analytics project a lot of times have a lot of skepticism within organization on the usefulness of data and analytics. So in those cases, education is super important and cultural change is super important. A successful analytics project, usually the team wants to be best in class. They want to be top of the top. They want to be excellent. They don't want to just sit there and wait for things to happen. They want to be proactive. And you're usually open to explore outside of traditions and norms. They want to be innovative. They integrate tools for the whole system and the whole strategy. And a lot of times, and this isn't necessarily true all the times, is that there's cross-discipline teams. Most of the times you have to bring in the business people, the process people, and the technology people to actually build these projects so that it's successful for everybody. You use analytics to change economics and not technology. I think that's one of the most important points I can make today, and that's the point I'm going to leave off on. Analytics, it's not really a technology you buy, right? It's a problem-solving method. And you use it to change how you operate. You use it to change your unit economics. You use it to find new business opportunities. So to leave off, thank you all very much to listen to me talk about some of our own experiences. For the Big Data and AI conference, we're offering a draw for a free consultation and for a grand prize of avocado toast. You can go up to our event page. There's a link there where you can sign up. And we look forward to chatting with you. Please hit me up. My name is Eric Huang. You can probably find my profile in the event page. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We really want to give analytics and affordable analytics to everybody. We provide analytical services, strategy, predictive analytics, BI, analytics workshops, and a ton more. There is my email. Thank you all very much for listening. And please hit me up for some coffee. I would love to chat with you and hopefully meet you in person, if not virtually. Cheers.